before crowns, before palaces, before destiny was revealed. There was silence. The Jewish people were scattered across foreign lands, living under the rule of a powerful empire. They had no king, no army, no voice, only memory and promise. The promise that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had not forgotten his people. In the capital city of Susa, inside the palace of Persia, a story was about to unfold. A story of an orphan girl who would stand between life and death for an entire nation. King Ahasuerus ruled over 127 provinces, from India to Ethiopia. His wealth was unmatched, his authority unquestioned. During a great feast, the king commanded Queen Vashti to appear before the nobles to display her beauty. But Vashti refused. Her refusal shook the palace. The advisors feared rebellion and persuaded the king to remove her. The throne of Queen was left empty, and heaven was watching. Far from the palace lived a Jewish orphan girl. Her Hebrew name was Hadassah. She had no parents, no status, no inheritance. She was raised by her cousin Mordecai, a faithful man who sat at the king's gate. When young women were gathered to find a new queen, Hadassah was taken to the palace. Her name was changed. She was called Esther, and no one knew she was Jewish. For 12 months, the women were prepared. Oils, perfumes, instruction. Many competed for attention. But Esther did not strive. She listened. She learned. She walked with quiet grace. And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all who saw her. The king placed the royal crown upon her head. The orphan became queen. Yet her identity remained hidden.
A man named Haman rose to power. Proud, arrogant, hungry for honor. All were commanded to bow before him, but Mordecai refused. He would bow only to God. Haman's pride turned to rage. And when he learned Mordecai was Jewish, his hatred expanded. Not just Mordecai, but every Jew. A decree was written on a single day. Every Jewish man, woman, and child was to be destroyed. The decree spread throughout the empire. Crying filled the streets, mourning replaced celebration. Mordecai tore his clothes and sat in ashes. He sent word to Esther. Do not think you will escape, because you are in the king's house, he said. If you remain silent, deliverance will arise from another place. But you and your father's house will perish. Then he spoke words that echoed through history.
Who knows if you were born for such a time?
For such a time as this. Esther was afraid to approach the king without invitation meant death. Yet Esther chose courage. Go, she said, fast for me. I will go to the king. And if I perish, Esther approached the throne. The king saw her and extended the golden scepter. She lived, she invited the king and Haman to a banquet. That night, the king could not sleep. The royal records were read aloud and Mordecai's forgotten loyalty was remembered. Haman entered the court planning Mordecai's execution. Instead, he was ordered to honor him. At the final banquet, Esther revealed the truth. I am Jewish, she said, and my people have been condemned. The king rose in anger. Haman fell. The gallows prepared for Mordecai became Haman's end. A new decree was written. The Jews were allowed to defend themselves and victory came. What was meant for destruction became deliverance. Mourning turned to joy. The Feast of Purim was established to remember that God saves his people. Even when his name is unseen, God does not always announce himself with thunder. Sometimes he works in silence, through ordinary people, hidden places, unexpected courage. And perhaps you are where you are for such a time as this. This is Elroi Bible Story, where scriptures are painted into pictures that make the world wonder.